When the barons saw the knight take his place in the seat which had struck fear into many bold hearts, and where many an awesome event had been enacted, they were all astounded. Seeing him so tender in years, they could not conceive his meriting such a grace, unless it were by the will of our Lord. As the feast resumed, with splendour the barons strove to honour the knight, through whom, as they believed, the marvels attendant on the Holy Grail should find solution for the trial of the seat, where none but he ever sat unscathed, was proof to them of his identity. So they did their best to honour and serve him, accounting him master and lord of all their fellowship. And Lancelot, driven in wonderment to watch him closely, recognised the youth he had knighted that very morning. In his delight, he showed him the greatest honour and led him in converse on many topics, speaking especially to draw him out about himself. The other, who knew him a little and feared to offend him, gave him answers to a number of his questions. Bors, meanwhile, the happiest of men, that this was Galahad, the son of Lancelot, who was to bring the adventures to their close, spoke to his brother Lionel, saying, "Good brother, what do you know of the knight who sits in the seat of danger?" "Only that he is the new made knight, the same that was dubbed this morning by Sir Lancelot, whom you and I have talked of all day, and who was begotten by Lancelot of the rich fisher king's daughter." "Make no mistake," said Bors, "it is indeed he, and he is our near kinsman." This adventure gives us matter for rejoicing, for there is no doubt that he will achieve greater things than any knight I have known. Here we already have a fair beginning. Thus ran the talk, not only between Galahad's cousins, but among all those assembled in the hall. And the rumour was bruited abroad so swiftly that it came to the ears of the queen, who was dining in her chambers, when a page said to her, "Madam, there have been marvellous happenings at the palace." "What do you mean?" she asked. "Explain yourself." "Upon my faith, madam, a knight has come to court who has triumphed in the adventure of the seat of danger, and yet he is so young that the whole world marvels how such a grace could be accorded him." "Indeed," she replied. "Can this be true?" "Yes, madam, rest assured it is so." "In God's name," said the queen. "He has won great honour. No man has ever attempted this feat without death or injury forestalling him." "Ah, God," cried her ladies, "this knight was born in an auspicious hour. No other man, however great his prowess, has achieved as much. This feat proves him the one who shall bring the adventures of Britain to their close and restore the maimed king to health." "Friend," said the queen, "as God is your help, describe him to me." "Madam, as God is my help, in beauty there are few could match him. But he is amazingly young and looks so like Lancelot and the lineage of King Ban that they are all saying he must stem from that root." The queen's desire to see the knight quickened. What she heard of the resemblance convinced her that this must be Galahad, the son born to Lancelot by the daughter of the rich fisher king. She had heard many a time the tale of his begetting and of the description practiced on Lancelot, which softened the anger she would have borne towards him had the fault been his. When the king and barons had dined, they rose from their seats, and the king himself went to the seat of danger and lifted off the silk cloth to uncover the name of Galahad, which he had been impatient to learn. He showed it to Sir Gawain, saying, "Now, good nephew, we have Galahad among us, the good and perfect knight, whom ourselves and the companions of the Round Table have waited so eagerly to see. Let us bestir ourselves to serve and honour him while he is with us. His stay will be but short, for the quest of the Holy Grail will take him from us, and that soon, I fear." Lancelot made that clear to us this morning, and he would not have spoken unless he had some knowledge of the matter. "Sire," said Sir Gawain, "both you and we should serve him as one sent by God to free our country from the enchantments and the strange events that have troubled it so often and so long." After this exchange, the king sought out Galahad and said to him, "Welcome, sir. We have greatly desired to see you. Now we have you among us, for which we thank God, and yourself for deigning to come." "Sire, I came because I must, for this is to be the starting point for all who would join fellowship in the quest of the Holy Grail, which will be undertaken presently." "Sir," said the king, many things have waited on your coming for their fulfillment, both the ridding of this land of its enchantments, and also an adventure that befell us this very day, and which has defeated the best efforts of my barons. You, I know, will be equal to the challenge, for this is the purpose for which God sent you to us, to consummate what others have had to renounce, and to bring to conclusion all those things that no other was ever able to resolve." "Sire," said Galahad, "where is this adventure to be found? I would gladly see for myself, and I will as gladly show you." With this, the king took him by the hand, and they went down out of the palace, and all the barons followed them to see what issue would be found to the adventure of the stone. They came hurrying from every side till there was not a single knight left within. At this point, the report reached the queen, and as soon as she got word, she had the tables removed and said to 4 of the noblest women standing attending her, "Ladies, come with me to the riverbank, for I am determined to see this adventure concluded, if I can get there soon enough." And at that, the queen left the palace, accompanied by a great number of women and maidens. When they reached the water's edge and the knights saw them approaching, they cried, "Make way, here comes the queen." And the most esteemed fell back to let her pass. The king said then to Galahad, "Sir, here is the adventure I told you of. Some of the most valiant knights of my household have today failed to pluck this sword from the stone." "Sire," said Galahad, "that is not to be wondered at, for the adventure was not theirs, but mine. I was so sure of this sword that I came to court without one, as you may have seen." Then he took hold of the sword and drew it easily from the stone, as if it had never been fast, and he sheathed it in the scabbard, girding it on. He said to the king, "Sire, Now am I better equipped than before. I lack nothing but a shield.